Because
No.
because we needed another queen to die if like your schedule was full again. Yeah, that shit was clutch.
Right, it came just in time.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I didn't want to bother you because like you
No,
actually
I appreciate it.
you
Thanks.
know yeah.
Thanks. But Patty, meanwhile, have you seen Edge Runner yet? Cyberpunk?
Which
Because
is
that
what we
is
did
what
with that
the
time.
only thing we can try to be spoiler free on this, but I gotta talk about it right now because I am not seeing nearly enough analysis and appreciation videos on YouTube.
We've seen
Like
two
I am
so far?
offended that when I search because I want to hear people talking about it, no one's talking about it yet, and it's been a week by now. Where are y'all at?
It's been
Okay.
late, yeah.
Okay,
Why
so
is it not on my TikTok yet? I'm so offended.
that is true. It's not on my For You page.
Right? So have you seen it? First of all, yeah, have you seen any of it?
I have seen whatchamacallit? I've seen up to 5 episodes and I dropped
Oh,
it.
you're halfway through.
And you dropped it.
I dropped it. I'm gonna tell you why I dropped
Really?
it.
Let us know.
You know, that's probably good because me and Derby might accidentally overhype it for anyone who's listening. So I'm so curious. I am clearly like super pro cyberpunk right now.
Might
Hey,
finish
well,
it one day.
yeah, sounds about right.
Ooh.
One day.
Wow,
And
what happened?
No, he
I
finished it. He didn't drop it.
No, he finished it in one day.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Mike did?
Yeah, Mike. The only problem I have, right, when the nigga handed him his mother in
Minimal spoils. So like maybe the first
spoils.
episode or two worth of stuff you can spoil, but it's barely been a week. Let's give people time to get to it.
That's like episode 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
right.
early. That's
His
early.
mom is still episode 1. In fact, I was watching episode 1, just seeing them have a heart-to-heart in car. I'm like, oh man, that bitch is talking like an anime dead mom. All she has to do is like pull her ponytail over the shoulder, but she's really talking like a dead mom right now.
Man, I was like, yo, what in the name of futuristic erase is this? I was like, yo, not really. I don't know. I just felt like it was too much a little bit. I don't know. It didn't grab me too much. I mean, I thought the animation was beautiful. I thought, the concept was amazing. Yeah, action was there. Niggas pissing on shit, people throwing up. The gritty stuff. It was New York, but in 3,268, So I was like, all right, this is cool. This is fine. But I don't know, for some reason, it just was not grabbing me. I don't know what it is. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just drop this because this is not really doing it for me.
That's what you should do. If you don't like something,
Yeah,
just drop
absolutely.
it. Like, do not force yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I've dropped things at episode 10 of 12. I've dropped
I'm
things
just
at
so
episode 10 of 12,
surprised because I haven't heard anyone really hating on it yet, or anyone who's neutral. I wonder because it might still be too soon. I also worry I might be overhyping it in my own memory because I remember it being wonderful. First of all, I love Studio Trigger's extraness like all the time. I love their vibes. Promare was right up my alley. Kill la Kill was right up my alley because of like how silly and ridiculous it is, but made to an art.
I know for me, I did play the video game, so I came in expecting kind of garbage. Like I fully expected, like, hey, 15 minutes in, this will look kind of pretty, but we'll be done. We're not gonna finish this. And then just like Arcane, we were like, yo, I can't. I need more. Everybody was like, yo, all right, we're gonna stop here. I'm like, what? Like now? Oh, why? I loved it. So easily 9, 10 out of 10 for me personally. But again, that's potentially because I came in expecting hot garbage.
That could be it. Our expectations are low. I'm a little worried that what happened to Cyberpunk 2077 will happen to this, and that people will say too much in favor of it, and then people will just be overwhelmingly disappointed. Because I will say, is it the absolute best anime I've ever seen? Incredible for all audiences? Absolutely not. In fact, it has a very specific audience. I could almost not watch it because it was too gory. And y'all know I'm a wuss, so I have like pretty low gore levels, but it was almost too much for me. Just
Bree is not a wuss. Bree is a selective wuss. She's very selective with her squeamish blood scenes. She's very selective. But
yeah, but it was like just within acceptable squeamish level. But for some people, it'll be super gross. Like I can't just recommend it to anyone because it is very bloody and very violent.
Yeah, but to answer your question real quick, I think the reason why people are not talking about it because we already know TikTok, social media, they're only going to focus on the mainstream animes, which is Chainsaw Man, that lineup for that week. Everybody has their schedule on TikTok about when October 6th hit. Because October 6th, after that, we're getting a anime every day except for Friday. So everybody's hyped on that. And after that, no one in the anime, not no one, but not a lot of people in the anime community are reaching out and looking at other genres or other titles. So
but Netflix?
Nah,
even with it being Netflix, like Netflix one. But it's a Netflix one, but it's kind of niche. Like again, like if you haven't played the video game, if you're not a fan of like the tabletop game, if you're not a fan of like the cyberpunk genre in general, like you'd see the title and just walk right past it.
Actually, you are right. Like, I saw it was coming, but before I saw the trailer, it wasn't even worth putting on my list.
Yeah, it's like, literally.
I collect anything on my list. I'm just collecting scraps on there, and maybe I'll eventually get to them. Yeah. So you're right. Just based off like Cyberpunk, I would not watch a show just called Cyberpunk because I'm not that much of a Cyberpunk person. Yeah. I did not know it was based off the video game. I just thought it was like another another kind of Netflix show until the trailer played. But the trailer looked so pretty. I was willing to give it a shot, but I did have zero expectations.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Not everyone's just sitting around watching like every trailer on Netflix. Like not everyone goes through like the what's coming up in Netflix and like actually hits play on the trailer to just see the titles and go, okay, that looks cool. Add.
Sure. Was this really promoted at all?
If you were looking for it, yes. Mm-hmm. But it was, but like I said, I can easily see it getting lost in like the giant list of things that are being promoted at the same time. So it's like, oh, Cyberpunk Edgerunner, scroll. Like, if you don't know what Cyberpunk is, like you're not gonna click on it.
Right, specifically if you haven't played the game, it won't really stand out that much. But Patty, for what you said with the new stuff coming, I feel like they dropped it at the perfect time. So we have another like week, 2 weeks until the new season of anime really kicks in. So right now the old stuff is finishing up. People have already whittled down the list, and it's almost the starvation period before the new things come in. So I feel like that made sense.
Yeah, but real quick, let me be honest with you. From what Mike told me, the game ain't shit. So Cyberpunk definitely disappointed a lot of people when it came out. So even if you were a fan of the game, even if you knew of the game, you wouldn't even look for it if you're not a fan.
Like I said, I went in expecting nothing. Now, as far as the game goes, it has that dilemma of overhype.
Oh yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah, the company fucked up. The company fucked up and said like, "Yo, this is gonna be the greatest thing ever. You're never gonna see a game like it." It's like, no, I've seen this game before. It's fun though.
Like, when it came out, they were saying there was like bugs and shit.
Super buggy.
Yo, Mike was like, it was like so much bugs. You would think you was in the project somewhere like this. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. So, like, I think I had it on the PS4 Pro at the time, and my joint crashed like once every 2 hours. Oh. And that was like a good day of playing. Like sometimes it will crash like 30 minutes after I just rebooted it. So if you had like a PS4, it was pretty much unplayable from what I hear, and it was buggy like all the way up to like PCs with like the greatest specs. They still had bugs, so like it was a problem. And again, it wasn't this revolutionary RPG that they talked about. It had some cool elements. It had some cool tricks. There were some side stories that were really fun, but because of what they promised, they overpromised, and it fucked up for everyone. Do not overpromise, people. It's not
right.
Perfect.
It was just another God of High School situation.
Yeah.
Where so many people are looking forward to it, so many clips are hyping it up, and it just failed to meet the ridiculously high expectations.
Yeah.
But with the show, I can see similar complaints happening about this show if people start talking too much in favor of it. Again, I thoroughly enjoy it, but I can see people saying it's too condensed, it's too fast. It is 10 episodes, and they do so much in 10 episodes.
Yeah, I did see somebody actually say that.
I was begging for a filler.
Yeah, that is exactly what some people have said. That it's like, yo, it's just a lot, and it never stops, except for like one little moment where it kind of stops, and that's like a minute. And then
you can't binge it straight. Like it's too intense to binge straight through. Plus, something I both like and hate, or what they do. If you watch, I didn't even really notice it had a dub, but everyone I saw reviewing it did the dub. I watched it subbed in Japanese, and a lot of times they have like that texting feature where they're like messaging each other, and the subtitles disappear, so that you're just supposed to read the messages. And they are so tiny and in the corner that it will absolutely kill your eyes watching more than like 2 or 3 episodes at a time.
If you were watching this on a laptop, that was a problem. Or on your phone, goddamn.
Right, because they got rid of the subtitles for it. It's like, oh, it's written in English. You don't need subtitles for it. Yes, I do, bitch. Subtitles is 5 times the size. I can actually read that.
Man, that shit was. I was like, goddamn. Hold on, babe. Let me get my glasses. Like,
right? Plus, they text in like a specific lingo. Like, again, after watching some of the reviews I did see, they mentioned like, oh yeah, in the English version, they do use more of like the lingo you see in the video game. So it's like specialized futuristic lingo. They didn't really put that much in the subtitles, so I was reading the subtitles totally normally. But when they disappeared and I had to read those small ass texts, it took me a minute. It was a bit stressful. Again, really cool. I love when they incorporated like text subtitles as the visual in the show. Amazing.
See,
but it could be a little tricky.
I didn't mind that, but again, that's as a sub watcher. So it's just like, okay, it's just smaller. You read flavor text like that all the time. Like, especially if you've watched like any of the like super fast talking ones, like Psyche K, where they're constantly like explaining shit at the top. So you gotta like jump up and down. So it's like, I've practiced, I'm ready. But if you are
good dub though. It's a good dub.
It's good, but that's not how I watched it. I watched it sub, so I practiced like reading that fast like that. But if you are a pure dub watcher, and then you had to read those times, like I can see that being like a full drawback of I'm not watching this. I can't. No. I don't know what happened. Like
it doesn't happen too often, luckily. But those features where when it does do that, it's very important information.
Yes.
So you can't just skip those.
It's not
often, but super important when it does happen.
It's not just, hey, meet me here and then nothing. It's like, no. Mad stuff is happening in that conversation.
If you want to keep a dub watcher, let them watch this shit sub. They will never, they'll be like, I'll wait.
Wait, so Patty, you did the dub, right?
No,
what happened?
I did the sub.
Oh, you did do the sub? Because I'm wondering what those like lines look like when they are dubbed. Out. Like, does it still read out loud?
No.
Wait, it doesn't? Oh shit.
No. I tapped out.
So you gotta do that anyway.
I was like, oh, this is a cool aesthetic. But then when Mike was like pausing, he was like, oh, we gotta read this. I was like, oh no, I'm going to the bathroom. you let me know what they say. I tapped out. I tapped out.
But it made sense. How they did it made sense to me. And I loved it because they incorporated the idea of like, yeah, all these people who are half cyborgs at this point, they also see the text in front of their eyes. They also get that converted. So it wasn't just subtitles. They put the idea of there being subtitles and things to read as part of the show. Like, these people are having these conversations wired straight to their brains.
Yeah, it's a cool aesthetic. If your TV is large enough, it's fine. But yeah, I did not consider like what it would look like on like a 6-inch phone. Like,
oh my god, you can't.
Nah, not even. I got a big ass flat screen in the back. You think I was sitting reading that shit? It's not that far from my couch. I was like, what the fuck is this? No way, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry. I'll be damned if I'm watching something and I gotta pause every 5 minutes. No. I came too far in my journey for me to be pausing shit to read it. If you can't catch up, you haven't been watching anime long enough. So I'm not doing that.
Plus, you can catch. What I do kind of hope this does is show that like third one's the charm. Netflix now has 3 fantastic, or at least high quality. Even if you don't like it, you must admit they are high quality game to animation adaptations. You got Castlevania, killed it. You got Arcane, killed it. And now you have Cyberpunk. Even if you don't like the stories themselves, you can't deny that like the animation quality is exquisite. The storyline like took effort to put in. It's not some shitty game to show.
No, and for the most part, one of the main things is writers. Like, yeah, ignore the game story because that's not gonna really work for you. Like, you just need writers. Like, the world is built. Make new characters. It's fine. Or use the same characters, but tell me something new. You know, tell me something I haven't already seen and dropped like 200 hours into already. Like, and enjoyed that in its own way. Like, you're not gonna have as much fun telling me that story from Cyberpunk video game as I had, because I made my fun in that game. So like, there's nothing you can do that's gonna top that. Give me something new.
Never, ever, ever. And I never want to see this done again because we now have the formula. I never want to see the main character of a video game in the animated show. Just don't. It doesn't work. Give us their sibling. Give us like their random neighbor from down the street. Yeah. Give us a prequel. Don't give a sequel necessarily. Or hell, maybe give a sequel. I don't know. Just no matter what, do not take the storyline. At most, the storyline of the original game is only good as Easter eggs.
Yeah, like what I kept wanting from the Cyberpunk show was I was hoping, I didn't know like before the game, so I was hoping like during like the show there would just be like random news stories of shit I was doing in the video game. That's all I want. That's all I need.
And did they deliver?
No, they didn't. Because again, this is before.
Oh, so you still want a DLC?
Yeah, I'd enjoy a deal. Like a deal, like animate the video game. Yeah, I'll enjoy that. Like, I'd love a DLC where you get to like meet Rebecca.
Yeah, that would be good. Because I do hear that people are now going back to the Cyberpunk game because they enjoyed the so too much. They have played the game, been disappointed, threw it in the garbage, and now they're thinking, okay, I might give it one more shot.
Like, as soon as I make some
says
space,
so much about this show. If you can send people back to a shitty, buggy video game, they didn't
no longer
like,
buggy. Well, as buggy is what I'll say. Because I played it like a few months ago and it did not crash the whole time. So no longer as buggy.
Your bar is so low. I played it like I said, and it just didn't break my system.
No, like I said, that was the major problem with it. It overpromised, so it wasn't the greatest game of all time, and it was buggy. You remove the bugs, it's a good game. It's just not the greatest game of all time. That's the problem.
Well, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm ready for the fall season. I'm not on about you. Lined up. So
we have been talking about the fall season since the winter season. We really have.
No, but we got some new announcements. Like I just found out that Chainsaw Man is gonna have 12 different endings for each episode. So I'm very excited.
Okay.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like
ending songs?
Ending songs. Ending songs.
My girl Kunoichi Tsubasa. Is that her name?
Tsubasa Falls in Love. It's something.
Yeah. In the heart of the Kunoichi, they did that too, and every set of characters had their own ending theme. It was wonderful.
Yo, I don't know if I'm happy or like just disappointed, because here's the thing, because you know how some songs they become catchy when you get used to it and you're like, oh, okay, I like the song. So none of these songs are gonna be able to really shine because you're only gonna hear them one time.
Well, it depends on how they do it. Is it a completely new song, or is it like the case where they change the words, like give new verses? So no, it's like the same main tune, like 100% different artists, different song,
different artists. They already have a list of artists. So TK, who sang Unravel from Tokyo Ghoul, he has a song. Queen Bee, who sang Dororo opening, they have a song. That band has a song. they have a list of all the artists and all the bands that are going to be perform, like they're going to give. And listen, Mappa, I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know if I like that.
I mean,
I don't know if I like that either, because go ahead, sorry.
Nah, I think that TikTok will pretty much decide which of these songs is going to get famous. That's it. It's just going to depend on which trends pick up with which songs. That's it.
Not even that. I worry I'm going to have the same complaint against this that I have when I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen, that the ending was better than the show. The most exciting part of every episode was when it was done, so I could see them groove into that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can't even sing it anymore. So are they really throwing too much money into this because it's such a hype title? Like, I can't walk through a Barnes and Nobles without seeing a few volumes of it set out on a desk, face out.
And I tell you, Brie, I really think this is going to be a disappointing show because the bar is set so freaking high. I really think Chainsaw Man is going to fail. But I really do think that they're like, you know what? This story that we're about to put out is not really that hot, but the animation is fine. But you know what's going to guarantee that we're going to get them to come back? Let's make different endings every time.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like a cheap grab. Like we need more hype. We need more of this. And from what I heard even before about Chainsaw Man, it's not that it's that amazing of a storyline. Yeah. And it's not that accessible to all people. It's a very specific thing that had some popularity. So I'm not even sure why people are so excited about it.
Me neither.
Like, yeah, right? And I'm not saying like, oh, I don't even know why people like this. It's not that good. No, I don't mean it like that. I mean genuine, like, what is kind of the appeal of it? Like, what has people so excited? Like, when people were hyping up Spy Family, I got it. It's a pretty neutral thing. You've got some romance, you've got some comedy, you have some cute characters. It was an endearing storyline. I saw what people saw in it. Even if I wasn't absolutely in love with it, with Spy Family, I understood why people were excited about it and looking forward to it and liking it. But I haven't heard anything about Chainsaw Man that made me understand why it's getting so much publicity.
I picked this manga up 3 times. 3 times to read it. Dropped it every freaking time. I'm like, nah, I can't do this. I can't.
I unlike Patty, have finished it, but yeah, I couldn't tell you like why people are super hyped about it. It was fun. And that's really all I'm expecting here. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch, and really it's gonna be a lot of fun to see Mappa flex their muscles. That's mainly what I'm expecting here.
We can all agree the trailer is breathtaking. It's beautiful. Like, just to see them niggas walking with the suits, with the sun going through the window.
I want to see like when he does those transformations and pulls like the chain, rip out. No power tools. Obviously, I have no idea what you call the cord for the chainsaw, but yeah, I know what the fuck I mean. Like, I'm excited to see that transformation. I'm excited to see some of the other powers. So yeah, it's just Mappa's gonna flex their muscles, and we're gonna sit down and enjoy some hypeness. That's it.
I'm pulling up because it's Mappa. That's it. I'm being completely honest. I'm pulling up because it's Mappa, and they pushed this back. This is why I think, they pushed this back 3 times. Mm-hmm. They pushed this back 3 times. How many trailers we got? 78. They gave us like 78 trailers, and then they gave us like the last trailer. They finally decided to put the voice actors in the trailer, and people didn't remember. Like, I think this is the same trailer from before, but they just put the voice actors in. No, we were just moist because we was like, oh, it's Chainsaw Man and Mappa's doing it, right? And now they announced like 2 days ago that they're gonna have these different endings, and I was like, oh shit. I don't want to hear you getting audited, Mappa. I don't want to hear that the IRS from Japan knocked on your door and you was like, oh, oopsie, my bad. That's supposed to be a 0 or 1. You know how you file taxes and then you file your W-2s and you got to think of for a minute, like, did I put a 1 or a 0? Because I think when you claim somebody, you're like, you know how many times? Oh my God. Like, I never did. Because to think about it, the artists, I don't know why these artists signed up for it, but because here's the thing. When the artist signs up for their song to be put in this anime, right? they're hoping that the play will help the stream for them to get more views and listens. But how is that going to be possible when you only get that one day in that one stream? You know what I'm saying? And now, but I mean, that has to be a lot of money. Mappa probably
going to. And what I don't understand is why Chainsaw Man? Because normally the ones they throw so much in behind, really get behind, they have a bit more of a neutral appeal. Like they have accessible, friendly looking characters, generally attractive, but not too crazy. They have cool action, but not especially violent. I'm just surprised with such a violent show. That's what they're hopping behind. Because the only show that's been like this mainstream, when you think of the big mainstream titles, you got Jujutsu, Hero Academy, your Demon Slayers, like that kind of general level. You have some fighting, you have some action, things that get hyped, but it's never too brutal. But Chainsaw Man just looks full brutality, like even further line than, you know, Attack on Titan getting chewed to pieces.
Like the first 3 episodes, whoever got those slots made a great decision. But beyond that, because I feel like by episode 3, a lot of people are going to start to drop off.
That's what I'm thinking. I can't see it be able to get like the mass mainstream appeal. Like, yeah, there's plenty of hyper violent anime like that, but you can only go so far before it alienates a few people. Like when I was talking about Cyberpunk, it's just on the border of like too gruesome for general audiences to really watch. It then becomes people who are totally chill and open to have like gruesome, bloody stuff. I can't even look at the art for Chainsaw Man because it looks too violent.
Yo, just send me the soundtrack.
That's all you need.
Soundtrack. That soundtrack gonna be crazy. And ladies and gentlemen, if you forgot, Black Ramen do have a playlist on Spotify called Black Ramen Anime Tunes. We are going to try our best to make sure that we get the soundtrack of Mappa's special release, Chainsaw Man. But most likely with these songs, they're probably not going to release all these songs.
Not right away.
Not right away.
Unless that's the big appeal. I can definitely see people watching every week, skipping to the last 20 minutes or the last 3 minutes. Just for the ending.
Yo, in this day and age, I feel like people will just go on YouTube at the end of the season and watch a giant supercut.
Nah, I need them to tell me the days that TK from Unravel was on.
That is
like what? Tell me what episode he on.
Right? Do they have an episode list? Because I might then also go just to see a few. Like if you say Queen Bee is there,
Queen Bee. Oh my God, Queen Bee. First of all, if you guys don't know, I love Queen Bee. I think he's a non-binary artist.
Pretty
right?
Sure.
And he's
no idea.
half Black, half Japanese. His sister is part of the band, right? And I love him because I love I don't know their pronouns, but the fact that when this individual does like a first take, depending on how this person feels, he could get a silk press with the flip and come through with a dress with some heels, or the next interview he got on a blazer or a puffy jacket. His style is so versatile. First of all, I want to ask him first of all, you in Japan, how you get your shit slicked back like that, so smooth? And you're not like
always got what you got to ask. If you're Black in Japan, what you doing with this up here? Because you're not walking with the stylist. But quick thing, Camera G, right now our Anime Tunes playlist is 16 hours, 58 minutes. So every season we're adding a bunch of openings we like from the anime, and we've been doing that for a while. Yeah. So pretty much all of the great openings from the last like 2-3 years.
She said we've been adding.
I can't use the plural. Fine, Derby and Patty have been adding, and I've just been listening to it when I have free time.
Thank you. I know Derby stood up there like this bitch.
We as a podcast, but yeah, so that's almost 17 hours. Heck, after this season, we might hit a full 24 hours of content. You can listen to playlists for a full day and not repeat.
Oh no, you definitely can.
The only thing I wish is that on those Spotify playlists, it says what anime the song belongs to. Because I sometimes gotta look it up. Like it's so familiar, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I just cannot remember. Then it's worse if the anime title's in Japanese.
Yeah.
Or the song title.
Looking nothing up. You just gotta know.
First of all, when the title is Japanese, I just fingers crossed and just press play.
Yeah.
If it's the song, it's the song. If it's not the song, that's not the melody. Okay, next.
Yo,
next.
shout outs to Shazam. Right? Like that has been one of my favorite
Shazam
apps
is
since.
awesome.
Yo, since what? Since like the very first iPhone, I think Shazam's been around. Like it's been around so fucking long.
It's its job.
And I've had it on my phone every single time.
It gives you an option if you want to open it in Apple or Spotify and YouTube. I was like, God damn.
I don't know how they make money. I assume ad banners somehow, but
I don't even notice the ads. I don't. And they keep a list of the songs that you requested, like that you were looking for. So if you was looking for a song, you was like, I did look for it before. I don't remember. Go on your app. Shazam was like,
oh no, we found it. You just ain't have internet at the time, but we found it.
But what I need for Shazam to really improve itself is if I say, hey Shazam, what's the song go do 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 do, and it gets it. I need it to recognize my off-key shitty singing. I need it to, cause I know the technology is there because my phone is listening to me all the time. I mention something in conversation. 3 minutes later, I'm on Google and there's an ad for that thing.
But you say
clearly
the word,
it's listening in, recognizing what I'm talking about.
But you didn't mumble the word.
My phone watches and hears every anime I listen to, every episode I listen to. If my phone knows I've done something, I need Shazam to talk to my phone. Ask my phone, what's that bitch talking about? And my phone says she was watching that anime. Does that sound like anything she sung? And then it gives me what I'm looking for.
First of all, hold on. I
That's all.
don't even know why you answering Bree, because she's the bitch that skips the OPs and the endings. So it don't even matter.
If I don't like them, some I like.
You're just gonna have the app.
Some I watch.
Listen, I looked
Like
at
right now, I'm watching the Shadow House opening every episode that I've watched.
That's one. Bree's phone.
Yeah, that's because that chick is great.
If she ever has Shazam on her phone, it got a web. It probably has a web on it. This shit, if she tap on the Shazam, this shit would probably be like, wait for download, because she never used it.
On your phone, though. Like apps just get.
Wait, it's automatically on my phone. If not, I've never downloaded Shazam in my life.
There it is. See.
Damn.
But if it got to that level, I might. I'm waiting for the technology to catch up to my needs.
A few times. I mean, the main one is Masayuki Suzuki for me, Cameron J, that I've gotten into like his music, like overall. Yeah, that's the latest one. I know this one's not anime, but Tada Hikaru, I was obsessed with her because of Simple and Plain. Yeah, it happens.
The guy who sings the ending of Spy Family, I've been really digging him a lot. He's very cute. And I like the fact he wears a green suit, just like
Lloyd.
Just like Lloyd. I like that. I've been heavily influenced by Uvo World. I'm just waiting for them to send me to Japan with a ticket. I'm just waiting. Who else? There's a couple of artists. I feel like anime music has definitely brought in my taste in music. Like I sit there and was introduced to city pop. I'm introduced to so many different artists. Like sometimes you don't have to understand lyrically what they're saying, but you feel it. But then like that song, that happy song, where it was like,
where it's like super sad that we all love, but we don't get.
That one, that's weird. It took me a year to find out she was talking about suicide. I was like, what, bitch?
We're all just happily dancing, like, oh yeah, this is nice.
Like, somebody did a TikTok, was like, you know what? This is how I know a motherfucker don't care about my feelings. If I write a song about how depressed I am and you sitting there dancing like this shit is the best shit ever, like it's a bar mitzvah, that's a problem, yo. That's a problem.
Okay, but in instance, that happens in some English songs too, because everyone like gets a little excited when the song Hallelujah comes on. My mom rants every time she hears that song. She's like, this is a terrible, tragic song about suicide. And I just like, I'm sorry, I only know it from Shrek. So therefore it's kind of a bop.
There it is.
So for me, yeah, it depends on what the visuals that go with it more than the song itself.
But the song itself for that one is kind of somber.
Yeah, but I think it associated with Shrek, so then I just think of like singing your heart out with it.
Sure.
The song that The opening for Vinland Saga, that's like selling your soul to the devil. The pop though. Y'all, I mean, it's like half Japanese, half English. And you're like, you giving up everything? No wonder you screaming like that. Like, there's nothing else to give. You need water. like really, like, I forgot what genre you call that rock. When they scream and
screamo, like complete death metal or something.
Yeah, so there's only one guy, a specific artist in that band, and he just shows up for the screams. He drinks water and he leaves the studio. That's all he does. That's all he does. He does the ad libs, and he's out. He's out. I'm like, how much this nigga get paid? Give me 5 packs of halls. I'll do the same shit he does. Let me get the money.
I think I saw like a video. It was like, yeah, you gotta take like classes just to scream properly, like because you will destroy your fucking throat, and not in a nice way.
No, it's definitely a talent.
But I really feel like the visual of the anime changes my interpretation of the song. Like if I see the anime first, every time I hear the song after, forever, I will think of it in the context of that anime. Oh, no, like anytime I hear the na, I see those bodies flying from the air and like the watercolor splashing everywhere. Immediately associated with it.
And you know what's so funny? That song is completely in English. Completely in English.
No, I don't have a single dang idea what they're saying.
He's really talking about going to war. He's really talking about going to war and why we should get together and fall upside down. That's basically what the song is definitely about. And I was just like, okay, I'm here for it. This is dope.
The Attack on Titan openings have always been very straightforward about what the show was.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, like a fallen angel.
Honestly, except that one.
No, this I feel like that season was an epitome. Like it was a very strong moment where Eren finally got into himself and became less annoying. I felt like that's when he's like, I felt like that was season 3, and I felt like he started to understand. Like that's when he started keeping secrets, because I felt like that's when he knew when he touched homegirl hand, the
Historia.
When he touched Historia. First of all, I need more stories about Historia. I need more story. They should have got a chance. That was proper Alphabet Mafia representation.
Give me your Historia.
Why you play with me like this with the GL? I don't understand this. Like, give me proper GL. But anyway, I'm gonna just leave it alone.
There, you wrote it. Finish what you wrote.
You know, but yeah, I felt like that was the season where Eren really got into himself and realized, like, oh, I'm about to do some shit next season. Let me keep quiet. He wasn't bitching as often. He knew he's about to fuck shit up. He knew he was about to be the son of Satan.
And he was still thinking, you know. But yeah, you were right. He's not bitching.
Yeah. He wasn't bitching as he
was like, I just gotta kill anybody over there, right? Like, I bet.
I think I'm not even thinking his plan never changed from the start. He just revised his target.
Yeah.
I kill them all. Okay, not that one. Okay, do I kill those all? No, not those. Okay, I kill them all. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Genius.
Look,
nothing was changed.
The thing is, the targets were the same. All right, in the sense of they always wanted to kill everyone he loved. Like, what is there to do but kill the people who want to exterminate you? It just makes me
unable to like him because it feels like his character hasn't even had an arc. He's always just been a little psycho, kill them all type. If he started more off as kind of a somewhat normal anime shonen battle protagonist, like a little bit of sympathy, and then like slowly dissolve.
Like the descent into madness is always
into his genocidal tendencies. I think I would like him more, but he started off with the genocide tendency from the jump.
Yeah, but look,
it doesn't feel like he ever changed.
But look where he started. I seen my mom get eaten like a fucking Twizzler. You want me to be a proper gentleman protagonist?
No, but he was a murderer even before that. He was a murdering psychopath before that.
Why? Because he ate his dad?
Nah, before that.
No, because he killed those people.
Like, before Mikasa.
So from the start, he established
Mikasa could kill anyone.
Is his plan A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Like, win and out, murder them and burn anything. It
down. Eren was handling business. All right. He just was in a tiny body and couldn't do much. All right. But he could sneak attack you. You getting killed in your sleep.
Was Mikasa, right? Was protecting Mikasa, right?
Protecting, sure. He could have called somebody. Could have set the house on fire and got her out.
But that was what he perceived. That's the way that is.
I know. My own complaint. His plan A, B, and C is always kill them all.
I mean,
yeah, but look, I feel like he's.
When the plan works. Yeah, like when the plan works.
I don't know. I feel like that's the cards that he was dealt with. I mean, these are child soldiers.
He wasn't a child soldier yet.
Yeah, but he was training to be. That's the whole purpose of.
No, he wasn't training to be yet.
No,
he
but
didn't start training after the walls were breached.
No, but that's the end game.
He was hoping to be a survey member for like. Forever.
His mom don't own no bar or a bakery or nothing. It's either that or just, there was no other choice for him.
Nah, he could have become a doctor like his dad. He had choices, but he made them early.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I just felt like the course of action never changed, right? I don't feel like, the course of action never changed. Even when you thought it did, it never did. This was all planned out. We just had to see it unfold. This was all from the moment this nigga told Eren's dad, you got to save these 3 motherfuckers. And he was like, who's that? I don't know. Something told me.
You just got to do it. All right. Now take your injection.
I was like, wow. All this was set in motion. Ymir knew all of this was going to happen. All of this was set in motion. All she was doing was building a sandcastle and just waiting for it to happen. That was it. And I don't know. What's next on the list?
Looking forward to the final part of the final season because I know you've seen it already or read it already.
Yeah,
done that. So is it just it comes when it comes, or do you actively look forward to the ending?
I look forward to the shit. The shit is immaculate. Shit is amazing. It's breathtaking. I don't care what anybody says. The ending from Attack on Titan is phenomenal because a lot of people are upset. I think they're upset because it ended. I wasn't expecting a happy fucking ending. I expected that motherfucker to be selfish. I expected that motherfucker to do what the fuck he was supposed to do, and that was fuck some shit up. And
which he did.
And I loved it. I loved the artwork. I love the fact they gave us a glimpse of all those Titans.
Cameron G, you're a Jaegerist, aren't you?
Of course.
It's the only answer.
It is.
It depends on what you mean by a better job, what you're looking for or looking at. I don't know. I admit it was a tough situation. I just hate him on a personal level.
Yeah, that's basically
regardless of what he accomplishes. I hate him on a personal level because I find him an obnoxious little turd consistently throughout the entire time. And he never got rid of that turd personality. He did impressive things with that obnoxious little piece of shit personality. But he's still an obnoxious little piece of shit whose plans seem to regularly work out.
Out of all the shit ass motherfuckers that we saw on Attack on Titan, that dude that made Eren's aunt into kibbles and bits. We saw all types of shit. That nigga that had a kid outside, the sister that went to see her half sister and erased her mind every time. Like all the shit that we saw, you got the nerve to say that Eren is the one that's annoying.
Yeah, wow. Because he's the one with the most screen time. He's literally one in my face being the most annoying. It's the same reason a lot of people hate Sakura so much. It's not that she's the worst character. She's a slightly mediocre character who's always on screen. Too much screen time plus a slightly not appreciated personality makes you a piece of shit that people are not annoyed with seeing.
Nah, Sakura,
if they just disappeared into the background, people wouldn't mind so much.
No, Sakura is a badass character. She's terrible. She's terrible. Anytime when I see a female who has potential, has powers, and is all consumed over dick, you are a trash
look,
character.
Right? Is there any female character in that show whose motivation doesn't come from her love interest?
10-10?
There's a lot.
That chick who had 5 seconds of screen time and had her back broken. Yeah, that's all you got.
Shorty from Jujutsu Kaisen with the glasses? She don't work.
I meant in Naruto. Jujutsu Kaisen is well known from doing much better characters. That's what I'm saying, specifically Kishimoto style.
I want to say
Kishimoto don't even like girls. I'm not expecting any of the characters to be none of the female characters to not be motivated by dick. It's Kishimoto.
That's why I can't be too mad at Sakura when it's just the writing thing for all of the characters.
Then don't write.
Just have all dudes.
Have all dudes. Just do a JoJo. And then when you finally get experience, then you come out with a Stone Ocean. Like, just stop.
Yeah, actually.
Hold on.
I would say side with JoJo style now, especially with Stone Ocean giving a heavy dose of just female characters who mostly aren't motivated by romance. The main character was for a hot second, but then character was for a hot second. Then she realized that the error of her words that Dick ate shit. And now they're going on their bad bitch life.
After she goes to jail. Like, what?
That was her lowest point. I can't be mad when the character is at their lowest point at the start and gets better.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm still on my JoJo's journey. Yeah. I finally made it to Stone Ocean.
At least the creator of JoJo made it known, I don't know how to write for women. I like men, I like muscles, and I like them making noises. and I respect that. I respect that. You know what I mean? But he got better. He realized that his fan base was, I have to say it, his fan base is mostly women, no?
I don't know about mostly, but yeah, there's a great chunk of us just because JoJo's is so unique and it's so hyper masculine that the characters aren't even really like men and dudes. They're all just 100% fashion and camp.
Yeah,
that's all they are. There's no conception of gender or sexuality in that show anymore because they've taken it to such wild extremes.
But
and also they're fully on board with the like hands rated E for everyone.
But I'm that type. I'm that freaky bitch when there's like two characters on there, and you got to pick. I think he a bottom. I think like I'm one of those. I'm not gonna hold you. When they do some sus shit. Like, not even sus. I can't say sus. Scratch that. I'm not.
We're live.
Some hypersexual, but not at all sexual. JoJo's is at the same time extremely sexual in every action, but also like none of them have heard of sex before in general. Like no one looks and says like that's weird, right? Is that a sex thing? Did you make a joke? No, it's really hard to tell.
Nigga, when you play Jodeci as one of your endings,
you know something.
Like you already know what's up. You playing baby making music, like come on.
At all times, every situation, regardless of who's on screen.
Look, the Joestar line keeps going.
Oh my god!
We already know. What was it? Joseph was a fuckboy. Like he had multiple kids.
He was a full fuckboy. Yep.
I saw TikTok where this guy was he was watching JoJo, and then the ending song was about to come on, and he's about to cut it off. And I think it's his little brother who grabbed the remote. He said, "No, let it play." And then every time he took off his shirt and he went like this. And this little boy had to be like 5 or 6. And then his older brother's like, "No!" Like he was like, "You gotta stop!" And then the video just cuts off. It's just hilarious to me. But yeah, I would prefer my writers, my mangakas. If you can't write female characters, it's fine if you just leave them out. I'd rather you leave them out and not use them instead of just doing a Sakura. Don't do that.
Yeah, just have them in the background.
Is it better to have no female characters than poor female characters?
Have none. Have none.
If you're arguing with,
I think I agree. Yeah. If you absolutely cannot do it, then you now need to create a world of entirely and only men. Yeah. Do not write a single female character.
I'm fine as long as they have beautiful, beautiful gowns. I'm fine with it because the dress code for JoJo was immaculate. The way those jeans hit, the way those colors hit. Come on, they had a thing with Gucci. What was that
suit in Golden Wind? Little black tassels everywhere. Fantastic. The ladybugs on the nipple, iconic. Look how you look at that and not say, "Huh."
Wow. I don't mind.
Number 4 with his heart and everything. I'm okay with that.
I mean, listen. If that's the case, I wouldn't be upset. Just if you guys need help. And I'm pretty sure he makes enough money to get another mangaka on board. Get Shorty that did Full Metal Alchemist. She'll be on.
Write everyone.
She can write everyone. She'll make you. She'll write a awesome female character for you with an awesome backstory, and she'll make sure that her shoes match her purse. She'll be like, "Hey, listen, I want her to be just as flashy as Joestar. Don't fuck me up. Don't fuck me up. But yeah, I'd rather have none. I'd rather have none than be disappointed. Right. So just do that. Yeah, just do that. Do like what's the name? Tim Burton. Just say it don't fit your aesthetic.
No,
don't say that.
I'd rather you be honest. Say that. Don't fit your aesthetic. That's fine. That's fine.
Patty, you might just flip my argument then. Because you gotta get better.
I mean, that's what exactly get better. He got better, and then he got Stone Ocean.
Yeah, then you add them when you're ready.
When he was comfortable enough.
Yeah, he practiced with Trish. Yeah, like I could kind of do it.
So here's the thing: a lot of his fans were asking, "Hey, listen, I need a female JoJo, right?" He said in the interview he didn't feel comfortable because he doesn't know how to write for female characters. Once he got comfortable, long and behold, look what we got, Stone Ocean. Now, I respect an artist. I respect the creative that knows their limits and don't just feel pressure to do stuff just because your fans ask. Yeah. Know your limits. And if you want to proceed in trying to make good characters and you want to do good female characters, what you do is you study. You look at other genres, you look at other mangakas, and you look at other stories where they have powerful, strong women that are enticing, that are beautiful, unapologetically fuck you, and know how to pull off lime green. So that's what he did. And I appreciate all of that. She had a little bit of daddy issues, but she still saved her father. She didn't make her daddy issues all about her life. She knew that when she got to jail, she knew this nigga wasn't shit, right? Because the niggas flipped on her. And she decided, all right, I'm going to get out of here. And as soon as I get out of here, I'm going far away as possible. She ain't care about the nigga. She even cared about her father. When her father was being mentioned, she was like, I haven't seen this nigga for how long? The last time I heard of his name, he was on the phone with my mother telling her, oh, well, bitch, the check is in the mail. She did not care about none of that. None of that became her identity. Her being in prison forced her to be a stronger person and find within herself who she really was and not just another Joestar. You get what I'm saying? She met all these.
I get it. So I think the answer is actually the opposite of what you think. If you can't write a character, it's not that you just judge. Like if you can't write women, the answer is don't put any women in. The answer is make a new series or new season with exclusively women. Spam so many until you get it right.
You can't get it wrong.
That's what I'm feeling you might need to do. Keep doing it. When you realize, oh shit, fix them up, add a bit of a different font. Because you can't tell me you can make an entire show or even an entire one-shot short story with like 10 different women and have all of them be obsessed with dick. Like that's your motivation.
I'm really trying to force
yourself to turn them out until you run out of your stupid ideas. Because eventually they'll run out of their stupid ideas and have to just write a normal person. Shocking.
True. But I feel like he got confident. He got when those manga sales, because remember, those manga sales are high. Because you know why? He never sold any of his mangas hard soft cover. All them shits is hard. Now, if you know when you buy books, they add an extra $10, $20 to that bitch just because it's a hardcover. He was seeing bank. So when he saw that his shit was being moved like crack, build up the confidence for him to be like, okay, cool.
I could try this out.
How can I? He never made, you know what it was? I feel like he never made being a woman a situation. He just focused on the character just being a character and not focus on the fact that she was a woman. What up, Dojo? So I feel like that's when he realized, like, I need to stop focusing on the fact that she's just a woman. I need to focus on her and make her the character and not have it centered around the fact that she's a woman.
Absolutely. And still hold all of those like wild JoJo vibes. Because you know the first episode of Stone Ocean, it's opening up with her sitting in a prison cell, telling people to shut the hell up because she's trying to get herself off in the middle of the prison.
Beautiful.
It's like, beautiful.
You really liked her as a character.
And not even a make it sexy fan service way. There was like zero fan service in that content. She just go and said, hey, shut the hell up. I'm horny and trying to handle my business over here.
And I got
It was
caught.
good. It was good. It was good.
Like the guard caught me. Oh no.
I'm glad I didn't watch that on the train. That would have got me in trouble. That would have definitely got me in trouble.
Definitely. Fine if you had some headphones, maybe.
Nah, I have an iPhone. Whatchamacallit, so it's kind of big. So motherfuckers on the train, they nosy as shit. So you like, no matter what you're watching, when your phone is like horizontal, people gonna be, oh, what's she watching? So like, you know, I had a couple of people.
The only benefit of public transportation. It's the only benefit.
Of course. Shout out to streaming services.
Cameron says, being chastised in the beginning of dropping products that are not good enough and would hurt his credit. I'm okay with dropping a project. If you feel like it's not working out, might as well like dip and do something else.
Because people gonna only.
I don't see why they get chastised for that.
Nah, because if you drop a bad project, people gonna remember you for the bad project. You could be dropping gems. And the moment you drop a ain't shit project,
oh wait, does drop as in release it on a platform, or drop as in cancel it where it is? Because I thought he meant cancel it where it is, which makes sense to me. Like, yeah, I'm dropping it, I'm canceling it. I'm not going to keep working on this nonsense.
Yeah, cancel it. I mean, yeah, drop it. Like if you the thing is that understand that your fans make you. The publisher will try to do everything they can to tell you, oh, this is what the fans want. No. You as a mangaka, as a creative, you're supposed to make sure that you at least check your Twitter, you check your social medias, because your fans are going to make it accessible.
Don't even check your own. I say if you're like an artist, you're working on something and you have hype, check Reddit. Check Tumblr, check TikTok. Check what the porn people are making of it is looking like. To see which are their favorite characters.
Yo, you gotta go on Rule 34.
Check the memes to see what they think is stupid. Yes. Don't let it cater it, but like that's the way to get the opinions. You don't just want the people who yell at you online, because it is a very specific kind of fan that goes to the artist homepage and like types their thoughts. The rest of us are just chilling over here in our own spheres talking shit.
You know what? You ever seen those videos on IG where the baby is texting and you see the baby hands going like this, and they say, "Mom, you need to come here because Daddy's wilding. He tried to put me to bed twice," and then the fingers is like going real fast. I feel like that's all fans who are writing emails and writing personal letters to their favorite mangakas and creatives. At some point, some of them shits is crazy and toxic as hell. Like, yo, I sent, can you send me a bottle of your bath water and shit like that? But I feel like when you connect with your fans and you find out their main reason of why they love your work so much, you can pinpoint on that and be like, oh, so this is why you here. And then you could put more emphasis on that and get your fans to love you even more, right? Because this is your strong suit. I'm not talking about just one. I'm talking about like if it's a collective group of people who say, yo, I love your foreshadowing, or I love when you dipped into this backstory because it showed this and that, this and that, this and that. Then you realize what your sweet spot is, right? I'm not saying take away from yourself as a creative, but know what your nucleus is, what drives the fans to come to you.
Yeah, but sometimes the fans are just wild in their own ways. Like from a fan perspective, I firmly believe you should not send your favorite creators anything but love and praise. Say, I like this. That's nice. Thank you for supplying. Unless they explicitly ask for feedback, no one needs your opinion right there. Unless you're just saying like something positive, thank you, and encouraging. No one needs, oh, but I wish you would. I hope that or that. No. Like from we as fans, give love unless explicitly asked for feedback, because otherwise it just comes off as spamming hate to creators. I mean, and that's when you get things like harassment. Even if you mean it in a positive light, like, oh, I kind of wish this would happen. When you're doing things in like messages and text and leaving notes, that vibe does not come across. It just comes across as bitching and complaining. Like no matter how nicely you write it, even if you slap a smiley face in there, when people just read text and they're kind of like saying negative things about their work, it sounds like a negative criticism.
Don't put out negative shit.
Right. Cloverwork got put out perfection at that point.
No, Cloverwork got a couple of emails from me, and they're nothing but
We can neutrally critique, but we're not going on Cloverworks page. I'm not saying fans should never say anything on their own platforms in their own place. You can say stuff, but if you're sending a message, a letter, a DM, or even posting on that creative's page, that's not the place to give them criticism. Unrequested, unsolicited criticism. That's not the time or place, because that's not coming across. And also, who the hell are you?
Look, at the end of the day, if you don't like something, just don't watch it. That's the best thing you can do.
We have our own page over here where we are giving criticism. That's fine, because we're not, sending that to their home address. That's what I mean. When you're directly talking with them, unless you know them, you're having a one-on-one conversation somewhere, which I doubt for most of the people. If you are directly sending them a message or posting on their page, that is not the place for criticism. Well, unless specifically asked for.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like if I'm on a creative's page, now that I get a better understanding of mangakas and writers and artists, the deadlines and the pressures, if I'm on your page, the only thing I'm doing on your page is telling you what I love about your work. All the other stuff that I feel like, oh, maybe you should have did this, I'm not going to do that because I don't write your checks. I have a podcast, so I could talk shit on that.
You have our own.
I just wished he would have did this or would have did that. But if I'm specifically going to your page or going to your social media accounts, I'm going to tell you what I find so appealing and so intense and what grabs me to your work. That's what, and I totally agree with Bree. And I never say this, ladies and gentlemen, but I totally agree with Bree. I totally agree with Bree.
Quite a bit.
But I see that Doja there, you disagree, because as a creative, you want to know what you did is wrong. That's true, but I feel like as a creative, you have your own avenues to like check your work, so that like the idea that someone, say if you have a TikTok writing 100 100 character comment on a TikTok page, that's not enough to really inform you. It just comes off as harassment. Like there are certain avenues where creatives can accept that kind of criticism, and it's always important to accept and read criticism in your work. But as a fan sending that criticism, there are avenues that it makes sense and places where it doesn't. And in the places where it doesn't make sense, like a quick message on a social media platform, it's not very informative unless you can do long form, like email drafted explaining along with like sources. It's not really coming from a credible source, because I'm not going to believe any random person with like, sucker 696969 as their handle who sent me a random message. Like, how do I know you know what the heck you're talking about?
Right.
It's important to like talk about these things, call out people, and to accept criticism of your own work. But I mean, the avenue and the method matters. Like, if you have a creative you love and they really do something you just cannot accept, sure, you can, but use extreme caution in how you're wording it, how you're phrasing it, how you're describing the issue, because the internet is a wild place. If it's someone like or you say go to a fan meeting, that would be a better place, a face-to-face where you can like describe the issue. But a lot of times what I see people and fans doing is just like atting them in random comments, random TikTok comments, going to their pages, sending like DMs saying, hey, this sucked ass. Why would you do that?
Yeah, but
or hey, what you did here was like vilely incorrect, without really explaining the issue.
Right, but I'm a fan. So if I'm a fan, I'm not looking out to make sure that this fits the best interest for you as your story. I'm being selfish because I want to see some shit happen because I want to happen. Right. So why would I sit there and give you like if I sit there, take the time out to give you a negative critique, just understand it's not coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of selfishness, because I'm not sitting here doing analysis to make sure that, hey, if you did this to this character, you're not going to lose on your book sales or your fans, or they might just blast you on social media saying, hey, you just killed off the most important character. Where the fuck are you going to go with this story now? Or you just started to add an extra backstory for a motherfucker that we met at a Waffle House on one of your fucking mangas who's not really important, and that's a filler on a 24 volume or 24 chapter manga, which it really had no place to be. I'm just being selfish. That I'm not sitting there and writing analysis and telling you, hey, I'm not your mentor. So for me to sit there,
creators normally have mentors. They have people checking their work. Mentors. They have friends.
Right. Mangakas, before they become mangakas, they were assistants first to somebody of higher stature who's been in the business for decades. So I'm assuming some mangakas do have some experience from their mentors. That's how they learn. I'm not saying I'm not going to bitch to Cloverwork and say, yo, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you do after. Just know that you on my shit list because of what you did for Promised Neverland season 2. But at the same time, too, I feel like if you really respect and you really care about your artists and your creatives, just it's nothing to just be like, hey, such and such is my favorite character, thank you. Or this part right here took me out. When I tell you I called in a sick day, it's different because I want to fuel my creatives to put out more better content. Because if I tell you what I like, I know that's gas. That's gas for you. Let's go to the I-95 because you got a full tank. You know why? Because everybody on your page was telling you what they loved. So when you find out what your fans love, what you end up doing, you tap into that. And then you put more emphasis on the stuff that your fans want to see. There's no
and if you absolutely have to say something negative, like a genuine critique you have, if it's going to be some kind of negative or warning the creator who you're a fan of, it's best to go through formal contacting for them. Like, do they have a page where they specifically like, hey, send me long form mail? Do they have like a company you send a letter to or XYZ? It's better to go to a formal page than, you know, a quick social media comment to genuinely give those kind of
critiques. Or you just don't spend your money on them. Like, it's that simple.
No, I'm saying if it's someone you really want to support and you do have critique in good faith you want to make, then absolutely it's fine to like genuinely want to point something like, hey, I don't think you meant to, but you did something super racist with that character right there. I'd like to warn you as someone of XYZ community so that you fix that and don't fuck up again.
All right. Before you type your fingers and write anything that might be, I don't know, any critique for your artist that you appreciate, I want you to think long and hard. Do I sign this nigga's checks? If you do not sign this nigga check and you don't have more than 2 hardcover volumes on your bookshelf, you are in no position to write any fucking email.
If you're stealing their content,
don't
do that. Don't do that.
And in fact, maybe don't even say I like this on their page.
You don't even have the right to say that because you're not even putting money in their
right. So that's almost laughing at them for stealing their shit.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, I stole your shit and it sucks.
Right.
What?
Right? Like, nigga, are you serious? I thought you was a fan. Like, come on. You can't be a fan and then you want to critique my shit and you don't own my shit. You don't write my checks. You don't even put money on my books.
Right. You're not even really supporting me. You're robbing me and critiquing me.
Right. Right. So I think that's the no
fan etiquette.
Yeah.
We need new guides of fan etiquette for new fans coming into the sphere. I don't want to be all like generational like these young ones, but I don't know. New people are coming in and it feels different this wave of new fans and maybe previous waves. I don't know. Maybe I need to find a fan comfortably in their 50s, still involved in fandom communities and see like, were we like this for you? Was this how we sounded when we were getting into this?
Listen. Make a mental note. If you find an old person at the con, we gotta ask.
Right? Anime elders, please speak to us. Were we this annoying?
Oh, I'm pretty sure we were. But I'm gonna
say VHS on the street generation. Is this what it was like with you when we had it so easy with our 3-part episodes on YouTube?
Don't talk to me like that.
Right?
You're not that. You're barely part of the VHS generation.
I was part of the VHS generation.
That's like I had a few too, but so when that was like the full prime.
When there was no YouTube option whatsoever.
Like I said, like fans in their 50s by now
on VHS. But if you have any issues, like if you really want to critique, this is a perfect time for you to put out some fan content, fan work, fan art, all that stuff.
If you get a Reddit thread, because again, all my critiques are for going directly to their page to at them. If you're just on your own shit, like, you know, we talk mad trash all the time because this right here is our own shit right now. We're not adding any creators and like posting it or sending mail to their house. So on any like free platforms, your Reddits, your TikToks, your own podcast, critique away. It's only good for the community. In fact, I encourage all creators to check out what their fans are saying about their stuff. Not just directly to them, but like talking amongst themselves.
Unless you both of them niggas.
What?
Annoying. Social media makes more noise. Yeah, Cameron, that's what I'm running. Is this new like technology? Because again, when we were starting, we didn't have TikTok when we were getting into anime. No, we barely had like discussion boards. We were just getting into it when the internet was just getting a thing. I was watching my first anime with dial-up.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't like it is now. Has this technology made that much of a difference? Are these younger people just a little too much of entitled shits?
No, most definitely they are.
My TikTok is blowing up with a bunch of videos of creators saying, okay, minors don't interact. If you are under 18, swipe past my page. Block me, please, because I don't want to talk to you anymore.
No, I feel like I feel like we appreciate anime more because of what we had to go through to get it. Right? We work
and what it meant to be a fan when you know
it was man. But now with anime being accessible, and this is what pisses me off with the younger generation, but I love y'all though, but this is critique, and I'm not writing it in the email, so I get to do it because it's my platform. What fucks me up when it comes to the younger generation is that you have unlimited streaming services. Like you have so much access, and you mean to tell me you're only watching the top 3 animes of that season, or you're just watching shonen, battle shonen, when you have all this accessibility and you're not taking advantage of really going through the library and checking out these different genres and these different titles. I feel some type of way because I didn't have access to none of them. I didn't have access to Dope Ass Magical Girl. I didn't have access to Josei. You know how old I was when I found out about Monster? Like I never had access to alcohol. What's that? Alcoholic? What was that shit with the
XXXholic?
Yeah, that. I didn't even have access to that. So it's like
I have that
till later. So it's like and I was late in the game when getting into Black Butler. So when all you talk about is your mainstream Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, or My Hero, and I'm like, that's all you consist of. And it's not like you don't know any better. It's like you're not even trying. Like you're not even diving in. Like if I had this, you think Patty's a menace now? If Patty had this at 16, I would probably be a dropout. I would not be in school. I would not be
100%. 100%. Like I would lose so many phones to teachers. Like
I would lose so much phone. My eyes would be bloodshot red.
Debbie, you got a free period where you go in the library? There's a computer in there. I'm watching anime immediately. What?
Dang, I wasn't watching anime, but I was 100% had a Kindle in my high school classes, and I was reading fanfic all day through my classes. See? And then the teachers praised me because I was so studious in reading.
See? Not knowing that you was reading the latest BL. That's somebody just wrote out.
Dirty as smut. I used the church's Wi-Fi that was next door to my school, so I didn't have to log into my account.
Fuck you, Gazer.
Yeah, that was satisfying.
Ladies and gentlemen, bow your heads.
For a moment.
And let's pray for Bree because she did the most trifling shit. She reading smut on the Lord's Wi-Fi. Like,
yes, I did. I
do that. Oh my God.
Amen is right, Cameron.
Thank you, sir.
Patty, what bothers me isn't necessarily that they have more access. It feels like there's certain unstated rules of conduct we know, because when we started getting into like fan communities and sport with other fans, we learned real quick how to adapt to those rules in a way I feel like they don't know now. Yes, thank you. It was good time. And again, teacher would walk by and I'd play it cool, like, huh? Oh yes, my homework is right here. I don't even close the page. I know their eyesight is shit and they can't read my font. I minimized my font and destroyed my eyesight as a teenager just to make sure no one could read nasty.
I believe it.
With that being said, we have certain rules that we just establish and kind of know for how to conduct yourselves like Wolong fans with other fans. And it feels like sometimes these new ones just don't really know those rules. Like the assumed rule that when we're watching something and it's nasty, weird stuff going on in anime, we say, like, yeah, it's anime, it's fine. Obviously, it's not real. But these new age fans will look at that and say, that is a student-teacher relationship. That is grooming. That is so unhealthy. And we're looking like, yeah, it's an anime. I'm not watching it because I'm healthy. We just kind of know those things. But now it feels like we have to explain those things. Creator sometimes has
That's true. That is true.
Little to no say.
Thank you. That's true.
So it's because they because they can talk to the creators that they should talk to the creators.
It's hard. It's hard to see, maybe, but I have a hard time believing I would go out of my way to talk to the creators.
Right, then I feel like that goes back kind of to fan entitlement. Whenever I think of making a comment or see other people making comments, my first thought is, who are you to tell them what to do? Like, again, are you paying? Are you an authoritative voice? When you're making a comment, is it because you don't like it, or do you have actual shit backing you up?
Well, here's the thing, right? Another thing that pisses me off about the newer generation, my thing is, the one thing that I always see on my For You page, the one thing I do see on my For You page a lot is that you see a lot of people just have verses. A lot of anime creatives that are like 25 and younger have Goku versus Saitama. Here's my top 10.
Wait, Patty, say 24 or younger, just in case.
Okay, 24 or younger.
Okay, 24. I'm old enough. I'm good.
All right, just make sure you say 24 or younger. Right. And all they have is just like, they just want to battle. And I go into these, and they have these lives, and I go into these lives, and they would have their top 10 or top 30, and all you see in the comments is like, damn, you got One Piece at number 8, or you got Tokyo Ghoul at number this and that. I never was in a group where we never had a conversation where we talked about the purpose of the character. You know, that was our main focus. I never been in a group where we had to talk about like no. Let me rephrase that. When I was in my anime element with my group, we always talked about the purpose of the character, the backstory, and what the artist is trying to portray, and the dynamic of the story. I never sat there and felt the need to be like, this character is better than this, and this character will beat his ass. This character would. What is the purpose of that?
Right. What are you even comparing in terms of metrics?
You can't. It's like saying scientifically why the Little Mermaid shouldn't be black. That's that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's fictional. It's fictional. But the thing is that it goes deeper than that. Like, you should be able, you're not enjoying the story if all you can talk about with the story is if you put this person against this person, would that person survive? No, put that motherfucker in a crisis. Then tell me if he will, then we could talk about if he survives before or after his training arc. That's the purpose of a conversation, or why they make the dumbass decisions in relationships and still mess with this nigga. And why is the main component of this female's purpose in life is to make sure this dick is around? Like, that's the conversations I want to have. I just don't think that we should be able to have access to all these amazing stories, these great titles that we are now seeing flourishing. And you mean to tell me we're spending time on who can beat who? This is
such shallow discussion. Like, I will allow for the who can beat who. That Death Battle channel on YouTube is fun, but they're like going in deep with like background. They're like comparing pixels, not just like, but Goku solo. So that's one fun thing you can do. But in general, yeah, I feel like with the current social media, it doesn't value that like in-depth analysis. You don't see many channels that have like huge amounts of followers that specialize in one series. What I love are seeing channels that their entire channel is about one single series, one single anime, one single show, one single book, and every single video they post is analyzing some minute detail of it. Like, I recently started following a Twilight TikToker. Her entire thing is only Twilight. And yet you make that look. You make that look. But I have so much fun with every video. The analysis she's pulling out, the comparisons, the acknowledgement of how it's like Mormon propaganda.
Nah, she's thinking too much into it. These characters had
no. She's critiquing. But like, fan critiquing recognizes it's shit and some good things and how disturbing various characters are.
Anne Rice.
So yeah, imagine having someone who's just an Anne Rice channel. Imagine having someone who's like, only this is our one thing and that's all we do. But right now, to get popular on social media, to get that hype, no one really can do that, like single content stuff. But I don't know, it's fun. One of my closest friends from back in high school, we got so close because we both read Black Butler, and every time we met up, we were just analyzing the shit out of every chapter, every panel.
I still got that video. I think this is our second hanging out, me and Bree and the group. We literally sat on the steps of a courthouse
like 2-3 a.m. It was ridiculous what time I got home.
All we did was talk about Black Butler. All we did was talk about. I seen Bree shine. She was like, I waited for this. This is my moment. This is my moment.
Let's go.
And then when we sat there and we discussed, I didn't realize there was so much to discuss about Black Butler. I didn't realize the depth of how awesome I always knew Black Butler was awesome.
Right? But that's how I feel like fan interactions used to be. When you found someone, you watch a few things, but when you find someone who clicks on a certain thing, you start vibing specifically on that thing, specifically on that series, on that chapter, on that panel. And you can go on for like 20-30 minutes on that hyper specificness.
Yeah.
But now it's like, here's recommendations of like top 20 battle anime. 20, what does that matter?
It doesn't. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
You love those recommendations.
I love a good ass beat. I love
all day.
All day long, especially if it's being done by a studio that don't give a fuck. That's like, we put everything and just what the hell? Like really going on. Listen, I'm there for it. I am there for it. But if all you have to offer me are dope fight scenes, there's nothing that I could talk about. Like, I can't call any of them and be like, oh, did you see this episode? Did you see what happened? All I'm going to say is like, did you see that kick? Yeah, I saw it. And then that's it. Like, it's what is there to talk about? So it's not to shit on the younger generation. I'm not saying we need to shit on them, because it's because of them we're getting more content. So shout out to y'all. But I'm just saying, look beyond. And we always say this, look beyond your basic shit. Look beyond your battle shonen. Not every discussion has to be a battle of why my anime is better than yours. You could have a preference to say, hey, I like this, I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, the episode is coming out later today. I was having a discussion with two beautiful Haitian females, Zotaku and LEG, and they sat there and they said they love Fruits Basket. I wanted to pull the plug. I said, this episode is a mistake.
Thank you. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate that.
I totally, I was like, no, if Bree was here, Bree would totally text me and be like, what the fuck did you do? But
who did you invite?
But we had a discussion and they explained to me why, and I'm not going to go into detail because you should definitely watch the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, don't for Black Ramen. And we were able to have a discussion without insulting and bashing each other's taste. I just felt like
lovingly bashing only,
who was just, to me, just was useless, the protagonist. And then they explained to me, yes, she is. We're not taking away from the fact that she's useless. She is useless, but alone. But they feed off of her. All the other zodiac signs feed off of her, and they don't replenish her. And that's like, I'm like, and y'all cool with that?
But feel like that made it a little worse.
It did, but
that makes it a little interesting.
But here's the thing, though: the fact that they knew what I was talking about and they understood why I dropped it and why I felt like this is not it. Especially this is dangerous for young girls, I feel. They understood. And they broke it down to me on why they like it. And they still understood that I said that, nah, she a trash character. It's like, I don't like her as a protagonist. It's like nobody can sit there and just have a whole group of niggas just suck the life out of them, pause. And and be okay with it.
Feel like that's what everyone kind of wants, isn't it?
Yeah, like I just don't get it. But they broke it down, and ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check it out, the episode will be up in a couple of minutes. But yeah, we're able to have discussions like this. I could talk to Bree, and Bree could say, "Hey, Spy Family's okay, but I don't see what the hype is about." But Bree will have
right, for me, that's an invitation. Talk to me about Spy Family, especially if you love it. Make me understand. Show me what you see out of it. Every time I say I shit on Fruits Basket happily, one day I look forward to talking to a person who's a fan who can explain to me, what do you see in that steaming pile of garbage? That is an invitation. Loving invitation. Dang, that sounds toxic. Okay, that's okay. You're toxic.
If you get
it's like that constant interaction. I feel like right now, fandom and TikTok fandom, you don't get that interaction. You can't just talk to people on TikTok. You can leave a very brief comment. I get so pissed with how short the word count is on comments because you can't say anything back. You can duet, but I'm shy.
First of all, Bree's the type of bitch, she writes paragraphs.
You write paragraphs. I'm a hardcore Tumblr bitch. I want to write like multiple paragraphs. I want to include links.
No, we were in a group chat before, and somebody said something that was like a little, sus, like a little homophobic. And Bree came out with dates. You remember that? Bree
came out with 3 pages.
3 pages worth of facts. She had a Google link, and she had pictures. She had a whole analysis of thesis.
How'd she get this presentation so fast?
She had a I swear to you, I think she had it in her laptop somewhere.
Just waiting.
It was in a folder, just waiting. And then the title of the folder was like, "Fuck around and find out." And all right, cool. I'm gonna release it. I'm releasing the Kraken, and she did. And no, Bree, nobody wants to see a paragraph. No, but that was a good read, though. You read that motherfucker to filth. I'm not gonna hold you.
Okay, but yeah, I want more like that. I think the closest we have to that kind of thing in fan interactions, if you can't be in person, is now, I guess, Reddit.
Yeah,
Reddit's good.
Reddit's good. But
because like Twitter, absolutely not. Instagram, how? TikTok, no, you can't really do that. And people, whenever they duet stuff, it always feels angry. Or like reply to a comment. Like sometimes they try to be like polite and say, yeah, I understand your comments made in good faith. But a lot of times when people reply to comments, they are filled with rage, like indignation, righteous indignation. I had someone reply to a comment I posted, pissed, with like a full 2-minute rant, furious at me because get this, they pretty much were saying I was shitting on Yuri on Ice. Now you can see.
Don't even mix. What?
With that short ass behind comment I could leave, they interpreted that in such a wrong way that they got pissed and left like a 2-minute video furious with me.
That's scary.
Because I was representing like the Western perspective and overlaying it on top of like a Japanese media form. And I just opened up my notification, said, "What is that?" and was blown away.
Oh, you read it?
No, I was traumatized. Like, what? I left a sentence and a half. How'd you get all that from that?
He got a scripture. He got to fuck around and find out folder too. He was ready for your ass.
The worst thing was we were agreeing with basically the same thing.
He was ready for you. He was ready.
No, this was a girl because Yuri on Ice. But still, yeah, we were agreeing the same thing. TikTok is a terrible platform for fan interaction.
Yeah.
For like 2 fans who interact with each other.
I don't know. I think because I'm older, I'm tired of the verses. Well, you know what? I'm lying. I never liked the verses. I never liked the fighting verses. I never was that type of anime person that was into that.
It just doesn't fit. The worlds are so different. You can't.
Except the way Death Battle does it very clearly and lays out parameters.
Yeah.
Again,
but
that
even in Death Battle,
fun, but in general, they're not really doing that.
Yeah, but even in Death Battle, they always go, yeah, we're making exceptions here. All right, we're not really including this because it doesn't really work. Like, we're throwing this out. So, honestly, the numbers aren't that good anymore. Like,
I love Blaze of Fury. Great movie. But yeah, the numbers aren't great. And plus, they never really have a reason for why they would fight. I would say the best Death Battle episode they have was Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony. Because, spoiler, they entered the field of battle, then said, why the hell are we fighting? And they just made a gag episode where they run around having fun together.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I think Harley Quinn and Jinx was pretty good. Because I think they're both insane enough to just start fighting.
Wait. We got a comment. I want to be able to say your name right. Is Deliva? Am I saying it right? Deliva? Let me know if I'm saying it right, because I want to be able to say people's name correctly, especially if we're on our live. I don't want to.
Let's bring you back to high school. How do you say your first name?
Hero with the fire, 1,000 suns confined with the pits of hell. Dang, now I want to talk to you. Because I know I love people who hate something with such a passion, because that's a good conversation.
Oh, no.
If they either love it with a passion or hate it with a passion, I'm like, okay, that could be fun.
No, but you know what, Bree? I'm not going to hold you. When we had that discussion with Fruits Basket, they gave me the courage to pick it up again. I'm not even going to hold you.
Let me know if you're convinced. I'll listen to the episode and then see if I'm convinced.
I mean, aside from the fact there is one BL content that I want to see in there.
It's a very 2000s level.
Nah.
Wow.
I mean, it's like, it's sexy. Like, okay, no light spoiler. And I saw it on the TikTok. One guy is in the kitchen with another guy, and the guy makes a move on him, and the other guy's like, it's funny because you're so assertive and aggressive and manly, but when you're trying to get with me, you become such a beautiful, timid, submissive little bitch. I was like,
dang.
I was like, what is this?
A lot.
What is this?
Isn't one of them like the villain of the series?
Man,
I think
the writer is the villain of Fruit Basket. I think that's what. I think the mangaka is the villain, just writing that shit. But I was so obsessed. I said, "What episode? What the time? Like, is it in 10 minutes and 55 seconds? Tell me exactly where
it's the last episode.
Signed up on." But I from what they explained to me, I am interested in picking up Fruit Basket again. So yeah. I just I like having discussions like this, because you end up having to actually give things a second look, because you have a perspective of somebody that's totally different. But when they make sense and they say, hey, you know what you're saying, I see why you would get that. But I'm just saying, this happens because of this. Then you're like, okay, I might give it a try, but don't torture yourself, ladies and gentlemen. If you feel like this shit is trash, I dropped Fruits Basket, I think 8 times. I dropped it 8 times. I kept on, and it was okay. Delavia.
Wouldn't that be Delavia?
Yeah,
Delavia.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just, you know what it is? Wait. Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Bitch, I love you. Thank you. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I love when I see stuff like that. That keeps us going. Man, listen, I don't understand. Speaking of dollars, ladies and gentlemen, we got a Patreon.
Gotta say it.
I love it. But we will pass the 8 o'clock mark. Thank you again for coming in our lives and chatting with us. We definitely appreciate you and interacting with us. Let us know what you want to talk about. Oh, I do have to say, I miss you guys though, for real. This was really good. I miss you guys. It's been a minute since we've been behind our screens and was talking shit. So this felt good. This felt like home. Yeah, so thank you for tuning in. Tune in next week. And don't forget, we got an episode dropping in a couple of minutes, so you can tune into that.
Yes, we do want those photos.
Always. Oh, please. Yes, we could put it on our website. We could definitely put it on our website, and we would love to shout you out on our Instagram and say thank you, because we really do appreciate it. Because like I said, we when we record, we think we record for us. Like I kid you not. I don't think nobody listens to us, to be honest.
I'm always so shocked when someone says they are like, wait, what? That's why sometimes we're inaccurate, because we're literally just like casually shooting the shit with our friends. That's all. We used to meet up at meetups, and then we would just talk trash for like 2-3 hours till they kicked us out. Then we'd go to McDonald's and talk more trash.
Until they closed the light on us and everything. Like even Derby don't think nobody listens to us. When we went to Comic-Con, this dude was like, I know that voice from anywhere. That's Derbs. Derbs like
DreamCon.
Yeah, it was DreamCon. Derbs like, yo,
wild. I ain't do all that, but yes, I was slightly confused. I forget that I'm on the show too sometimes, you know? I'm like, nah.
We totally forget. We just sit here and we talk like it's a meetup. Like we it's just we don't expect people to listen, but if you guys do, and you let us in your home or on your way to work, and you giving us your ear, we greatly appreciate it. So thank you for taking the time to listen to us. Gang. So so if you guys don't forget to send us your emails if you have content that you want us to see or critique. Do not DM us. This is not cool. If you DM us talking about, hey, I'm working on this project, I promise you we're not answering, because we say that every episode. If you have a project that you're working on, send it to the email and put on the subject title, Ask Black Ramen. Put your content. Don't just put in pictures too. I don't know what this picture look nice. If you're a mangaka or you're a webtoon artist, send us the content. Don't send us just pictures talk about this is my superhero. Nigga, I don't even know the name. Like, what's going on? So please, we want to be able to look at your work and really appreciate it, and make sure that our listeners
know where to find it.
Know where to find it, because we want to make sure that, because think about it, content creators, especially if you're Black and POC, sometimes the platforms are very limited. We want to extend that and make sure that your content is in the right hands, because we need proper representation when it comes to fiction, art, and just overall good content. So yes, please send us to us to on the email. If you got a topic that you want us to talk about, hit us up on the email. And if you have a couple of coins that you want to give to us so we can eat ramen while we're talking, don't forget to go to our Patreon. We have exclusive behind the scenes episode where we just talk about titties and all types of shit and titty sweat. You'll love it. It's great. And that's about it. Any final words? Yeah.
Take care. Try Cyberpunk Edgerunners on Netflix. I won't hype it up, but I think it's a good 10 episodes. Only 10 episodes, so it's worth giving it a bit.
Nice and quick.
Okay. That's what she said. No.
Dang, that's rough.
Wait, real quick, guys. Nice. All right, real quick. I want you guys to y'all in front of your computer, right? Yeah. So I want to say this real quick. So we already got the calendar. Everybody posted their calendar, their week schedule of what all these animes are coming out, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like the next episode we do should be the end of that week, where every episode premiered or first did a premiere.
Dang, that's hard, because some might be on episode 2 and 3 when it's still on episode 1.
Yeah. My Hero is October 1st, right?
But Mob Psycho is October 6th, and Chainsaw is October 12th. That's over 2 weeks. Well, almost 2 weeks.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And then To Your Eternity is until the 23rd.
And Bleach, I think it's like 3 weeks after that.
Which we still don't know where the hell Bleach is.
Oh no, Bleach has a date.
No, but
it has a date, but where is
platform?
Oh no, it's on both platforms. Disney has it and Crunchyroll.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I don't know who has it. I'll see on the day.
Has something been confirmed saying it's getting released on both?
Everything is rumors.
They didn't buy the rights. They just bought it for it to be on their platform. So it's not going to be exclusively on Disney.
Oh, interesting. That makes so much more sense.
That makes sense.
Wait, so where was that announced?
Somebody sent me. When I find it, I'll send it to you. Somebody sent me a link. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true because I'm looking at the Crunchyroll lineup right now. Bleach ain't on it. Like they have like their full schedule on there.
Then if that's the case, then
there's just this weird secret that they just don't want to give up.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine because whatever streaming service it is, I have my Watch Cartoon on, so it don't matter.
Don't say it out loud. Yeah.
I mean, you hear the whisper.
Right. If they're not telling us where to find it, we got to find it on our own.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do.
Like, that's where it is. You buy it legally if they have it legally, but if they don't, we got to go old school and find it ourselves.
I mean, yeah. So we got
not necessarily a liar. It's just no one knows yet.
Right.
No, I can't.
And like people, the issue that's making it so confusing is people keep coming out with these nonsense articles. Because like they have some intern who's into anime who types up gossip. As someone who's worked in publishing and had those internships where I just type nonsense, I can confirm it's probably some nonsense intern who's typing what they think they heard on a Reddit chain.
It's clickbait.
And then we keep getting a bunch of these articles every week saying, does Netflix have it now? I heard it's on Crunchy now. Disney Plus for sure. Look, so it's hard to like parse through it.
They made an Instagram post. It doesn't say they have it. It just says it's coming out this fall.
Wait. We never talked about this. They're redoing, what's it? Yusui Yatsura?
Oh, Urusei Yatsura? Yeah, that's one of the ones I'm looking for this season.
That the one with the demon or alien chick that just landed?
Yeah.
That's the same creator that did Ramna Half, right?
And Inuyasha, yep.
Yeah. I hated this anime.
I never watched it. So I'm curious to watch it fresh.
It was so the whole premise was titties and ass, which I like, but it just didn't have any story behind it. Like, give me a story. Put a sneaker on the middle of the floor. That's why you fell in between my titties. Like, give me a purpose of why your face is in between my titties. Like, it has to be. You can't just fall. If I wanted to see that, I would just watch hentai. But you can't just like, nah, this is crazy. This is, but on another side note, if you scroll all the way down to my anime list, their hentai selection is pretty good for this season. Fall, listen, let me tell you something. Fall is the season to bust a lot of nuts, ladies and gentlemen, because the way these titties is out, Jesus Christ. I stayed on this section alone and then forgot Chainsaw Man is all the way up top. I was like, oh, this looks nice. Yeah, so then we should scratch that. I thought we could do an episode where everybody sees at least a week of all the new content and then we could talk about it from there.
Absolutely.
About the first episode, but we can't do that because that'd be too far of a stretch.
Yeah, we need to wait until like at least the 10th. Heck, maybe the 12th.
Nah, even further, because To Your Eternity is like mad late.
We'll just have to do that separately.
So like November.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, by the time Bree's back.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
All right. We've been on here mad long. It's time to leave.
All right.
All right. Peace.
All right. Later, guys. Bye.